Today, we have a special story for you about kindness and how doing good can always come back to you. It's called the chain of goodness. In this story, you'll learn how small acts of kindness can have a big impact on the world around us. So, get ready to improve your English and discover the magic of spreading goodness. Let's start. Once upon a time, in a small town, people were living their busy lives, not paying much attention to each other. Everyone was focused on their own problems and worries. But one day, something amazing started to happen. A young boy decided to help an elderly woman who was struggling to carry her groceries. He saw her struggling, went over, and offered to help. The woman was surprised but grateful. She thanked the boy and told him how much she appreciated his kindness. The boy simply smiled and said, "It's my pleasure, ma'am." This simple act of kindness sparked something incredible. The woman, feeling happy and inspired, decided to pass the kindness forward. She went to a nearby cafe, and when she saw a man looking sad and alone, she bought him a coffee and said, "This is from me, to make your day better." The man, who had been feeling down, was touched by the gesture. He smiled for the first time that day and decided to keep the kindness going. And so, the chain of goodness began, spreading from person to person, each one doing something small but meaningful to brighten someone else's day. In the same town, there was a young man named Pedro. He was walking down the street when he saw a man sitting on the ground, looking tired and hungry. Pedro felt compassion and decided to do something. He bought a sandwich and a bottle of water from a nearby bakery and gave them to the man. The man was very grateful and smiled. He said, "Thank you very much. I was very hungry." Pedro smiled back and replied, "You're welcome. I hope you have a good day." The man, with a heart full of gratitude, decided to help someone else too. He found a lady in the square who was looking for her lost wallet. He helped her search until, finally, they found the wallet under a bench. The lady was happy and thanked the man for his help. In the same town, there was a young woman named Anna who worked in an office. One day, she noticed that her coworker, John, was having a tough day. He looked worried and tired. Anna decided to help. She walked over to him and said, "John, it looks like you could use a coffee. I'll get one for you." John smiled, surprised by her kindness. "Thank you, Anna," he said. "I really needed some energy." After having the coffee, John felt better and more motivated. He decided he wanted to spread kindness too. In the afternoon meeting, he praised the work of a colleague, Maria, who was working very hard on a project. Maria was surprised and happy with the unexpected compliment. "Thank you, John," she said. "That means a lot to me." John's positive attitude inspired Maria to be even more helpful to her colleagues, and soon the workplace became more friendly and cooperative. In a small community, there was a woman named Sofia who loved planting flowers. She noticed that the garden in the local park was becoming neglected. Sofia decided she wanted to do something to help. On Saturday morning, she brought her gardening tools and some flower seedlings to the park. As she worked, Other people from the community saw her and became interested. A neighbor, Carlos, came over and said, "Can I help? I like gardening too." Soon, more people started joining in, bringing their own tools and plants. In no time, the park was full of beautiful, colorful flowers. People were laughing, talking, and getting to know each other better. An elderly man, who used to feel lonely, said, "I never thought seeing the park so beautiful could make me so happy." Sofia's actions inspired the community to come together and take better care of the park. From that day on, every Saturday morning, people would gather to tend the garden and clean the park. The community became stronger and more united because of one simple act of kindness. Sometimes, when we do something good for someone, we don't expect anything in return. But often, the good we do comes back to us in unexpected ways. One day, Pedro, the young man who gave food to the hungry man, was walking down the same street. He tripped and fell, hurting his knee. The man he had helped a few days earlier recognized him and ran over. "Are you okay?" "Let me help you," the man said. He helped Pedro up and took him to a pharmacy to treat his injury. Pedro smiled and said, "Thank you. I didn't even know you remembered me." The man replied, "When someone does something good for us, we never forget." Similarly, Anna, who helped her coworker John, also had an unexpected return. One day, she forgot to prepare an important presentation. John noticed she was nervous and offered his help. Together, they managed to prepare the presentation on time. Anna was very grateful and realized how the act of kindness she had done came back to her in a positive way. And finally, Sofia, the woman who started taking care of the park, saw that the community began taking better care of each other. One day, she got sick and couldn't go out to tend the garden. To her surprise, neighbors showed up with hot soup and took care of the garden for her. "We're just returning the kindness," they said. This shows that when we do good, it always comes back to us in ways we never imagined. The chain of goodness teaches us that even small acts of kindness can have a big impact. Sometimes, we think what we do is too small to make a difference, but every gesture counts. Kindness is like a stone thrown into water. It creates ripples that spread far and wide. When we help someone, we show that we care, and this can inspire others to do the same. And as we saw in the stories of Pedro, Anna, and Sofia, the good we do for others often comes back to us in unexpected and wonderful ways. So, the next time you see an opportunity to help someone, don't hesitate. Remember that kindness always comes back in some way, like a gift. Not only do we make the world around us better, but we also grow as people. Spread the chain of goodness, make a difference, and see how the world around you can change. And remember, goodness always comes back. Thank you for listening to this story about the chain of goodness. If you enjoyed it and found it helpful for your English practice, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe to Hello My Friend for more stories, lessons, and tips to help you learn English in a fun and engaging way. Your support helps us create more content for you. See you in the next video, and remember, Keep spreading kindness and keep practicing your English every day.